Hey everyone, welcome to the First Ones to Die podcast. My name is Jonathan, and I am here with my wonderful co-host Alex. Alex, how are you doing today?
Jerome called me his favorite co-host last week. Just stirring up shit already.
You know
Uh,
what? You know what? Well, Alex, my favorite co-host, Alex, how
uh-huh.
are you doing today?
Thank you, Jonathan. I'm doing
And I
well.
know
Actually,
Jerome got to edit this too.
that's what he gets. I like being people's favorite. I'm doing good. I went to Comic-Con early today, which was it was a little weird. Like I had mentioned, the vibe was kind of off just due to it being in like a new building and everything. But it was still a lot of fun. I got to hang out with my sister and Yasi, my sister-in-law, and I walked away with more teas and samples than I did with comic books this year. So that was a little weird.
Okay.
But I
At
got
first, I
some
thought you
really
meant
good.
like you walked away with tea, like
Oh,
gossip,
I would have loved to
cheese
walk away with
man.
that type of tea. Yeah, like I'm like, yeah, cheeseman. I like that you say cheeseman now. Oh yeah, no, I would have been happy to walk away with that. Like I'm all like I get into anybody's business. I don't have to know the person, but the moment I hear somebody shit talk, I'll be like, yeah, who we talking about? Fuck them. Um, absolutely no reason for me to insert myself, but I love to. I absolutely love to. So I always know everything about everybody's stuff, and I should probably not. But yeah, no, it was fun. I'm a little tired. I had to come home and shower right away because so I actually have very delicate skin. I know, surprising for the person I am. And like I actually started to have an allergic reaction a little bit because I kept rubbing skin. It was so tightly packed. I kept like my arm kept rubbing against other people's arms and like stuff and I just started swelling up. So I have my long sleeves up right now. It's not like the best looking and I'm like, I need a shower and just get everything off me. I'm actually a very delicate flower. And so I needed to like moisturize, exfoliate, moisturize, take care of all that. So I look so nice
It
and
always feels good after after a long day where you know you've maybe been a lot of places or have been in a room with a crowd of people or whatever to just like wash it all away and feel clean again.
oh yeah, absolutely. Feel it like wash away.
Exactly.
But how about you, Jonathan? How you been doing?
Good. Well, similarly, when I came home on Sunday, I had a similar thing. I like hopped in the shower. I was like, I need to get this plane off of me. So I last weekend I was not on the podcast. That's because I was traveling to Dallas to see my sister and her new baby Blaze. She's very adorable. My new niece. I have a first time uncle. Um,
Uncle
so
Jonathan.
yes. So yeah, that was a lot. That was really exciting. My parents went over as well, and we had a good time in Dallas. We had some barbecue. Um,
Hmm.
it was really good. Some catfish, uh, and we had a good time. And then yesterday, this is Friday night, the day we're recording this, or we're recording it on Saturday night, but yesterday, Friday night, I saw a play at Geffen Playhouse called The First Deep Breath. Oh my gosh, this play was one of the best plays that I've seen ever. It was just like it was so good. It was 4.5 hours long.
Are all the
um
plays like that at Geffen House? Because that's where you did your other play too,
yeah,
correct?
that's where I did The Inheritance.
Nice.
And I don't know. This is my I don't know. All the shows at Geffen are not like 18 hours long. Because I did see another show back in November with my mom over there. And that was like a regular like 2 hour length or whatever, or an hour and a half, 45 minutes, something like that. But this show, it's about a black family. The head of the family, the father, he is a pastor, and a whole bunch of everyone in the family has secrets. Uh, there is drama. The show is hilarious.
Love it.
It's emotional. heart wrenching at times. You're laughing at the edge of you're like at the edge of your seat at some points. You're laughing at others. It's just the complete package. And I was invested, even though I hadn't gotten much sleep like the night before. I was like, "Uh oh, am I gonna be like dozing off in this play?" No, I was attentive the entire time, the entire 4.5 hours. The show started at 7:30. I didn't get out of there until like 11:40, almost close to midnight. So
That's pretty cool. Well, that
yeah,
sounds like fun. I so what it's called Last Breath or
the first deep breath.
For the First Deep Breath. I would love to see that. I gotta look that up and read what it's about. There's been a lot.
Yes.
I feel like there's been a lot more compelling plays out lately. A lot
Mm,
more plays, at least that I've been hearing about, that are like these sound more like unique works. I don't know if that's more of a local unique work that's going on, or if that's is that something that's been like The Inheritance was off Broadway, right, or on Broadway even?
yeah, it started on Broadway and won the Tony for best play, and then uh that was like just before COVID, so 2019, and then came to LA last year.
Actually, I just remember this. I don't know why. I just remember. I saw Jack Whitehall,
Oh yes, I
comedian.
saw that
Yeah,
on Instagram.
yeah. With I took Lauren and Christian, my sister, and it was really funny. He's very, very flamboyant in person.
Oh really?
He like acknowledges it and everything, but he's like he moves around so much, and that was I think a great. It was almost like a performance. Well, it is a
Wow.
performance, but like almost like a dance going on with his movements. They were very fluid. I was very impressed. He was much leaner than I thought he was, because you know how when you see a person in real life, you're like, oh, they're so much taller. Oh, they're so much bigger. You know, he was like
Right.
very much leaner, and I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting
Oh.
the opposite, but like, yeah, it was really good. He was a funny guy. We saw him at the Moore Theater in downtown Seattle.
Oh, the
Uh,
more. The
it
more
was
still
so.
kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was so fucking windy that night, though. It was so bad.
Really.
It was freezing, and I wasn't prepared for that. I put on a sweatshirt, and I was like, "It's fine. We got the parking right near the theater. It's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna be so cold." I was wrong. I was very wrong. Always bring a jacket, people. If it's just even a little bit windy, just bring a jacket. If you have to wait outside, do it. It's my advice.
Advice from Alex. Alex's advice has a
Always
nice
bring a
ring to it.
jacket.
Next time I'll come up to Seattle, we need to like see some sort of show.
Yes, I'm all down for that.
Yes, bring back like the good old days. Bring back this Alex and Jonathan going to shows.
Catchy title there too. Speaking of catchy titles, yeah,
Hey, Cocaine Bear.
I did it. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, we watched Cocaine Bear, which was. Let me go ahead and give you a description of the movie. What it is on IMDb. I mean, I feel like the title is pretty self-explanatory, but it is an oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converge on a Georgia forest where a huge black bear goes on a murderous rampage after an unintentional ingestion of cocaine. So pretty simple. Plot's pretty simple. It's set in 1985.
Mhm.
What was your first thoughts when watching this movie?
So going into it, I was very excited because I love something that is unique, something that is maybe a little bit off kilter, or just like something that you haven't seen before. Um, so I was super excited, and talking to a coworker who saw it last week, he said he enjoyed it, and that it was very funny. So I was expecting that, and going into it, uh, like I feel like I haven't been to the theater to watch a straight up comedy in a while. So I was excited for that too, like just to laugh, just to have a good time, not take anything seriously. The plot, you're not gonna be wondering like, okay, what's the plot of this movie? I'm not following like ending explained. Let me type up one of these YouTube videos. You're not going to need to do that for this movie, which I was also excited about too. Uh, and then oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Did you hear that?
Yeah, is Gibson okay?
Yeah, I think he had like a bad dream or something. He just woke up growling. My gosh, there we got some demons in here or something because we need to anyway, excuse my dog.
Gotta burn a little.
Right, let me do a little something.
Yes, I can't even think of the word. I'm quite tired, so I'm a little like bottle brain, and then I'm like thinking about the movie again. And yeah, sorry, continue.
He just started like barking out of nowhere. Now he's staring at me like I did something wrong. Anyways, after watching it, I feel like it met my expectations. It was everything I pretty much expected. And because of that, I'm pleased with my takeaway of the movie. I thought it was fun. It was funny. I enjoyed the performances, and yeah, I just had a good time watching it. How about you, Alex? What was your expectation going in, and what was your thought of it coming out?
Cocaine Bear, when you just hear the title, is just, the whole movie is really what you expect it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Bear on cocaine. I thought it was funny. I laughed so hard at certain parts. They just killed me. There was a good couple jump scares in there when the bear came out of nowhere to like, because he's on cocaine, he just like really quick. Um there's not much I can say this movie, I feel like, without giving away stuff. But again, it's Cocaine Bear. Exactly what the title says is what you're going to get. It's mischievous, it's funny, it's not ever to be taken seriously or at heart, because I have seen a weird amount of people on like Twitter or the news are like, how can we show this movie? Oh, it's glorifying cocaine. Oh, look what think of the children. Lots of people responses are, what about Cocaine Bear makes you think it's made for children? What about Cocaine Bear
The movie's
makes you sound
literally
glorifying?
rated
Yeah.
R.
Yeah, you should not be taking any child near this film. If you're taking a child to this film, that's on you. You're the problem, not the movie. And it's like, oh, the glorification of cocaine. No, there's no glorification. It's the bear is like tripping. It's actually, this is a good PDSA. No.
A PSA.
PSA. There we go. A good PSA for how cocaine may distort, how you behave. Because bears leave you the fuck alone if you leave them alone. You appear not. Although black bears. Is it black bears that are the most dangerous bears in the world?
Brown bears. So like grizzly
Brown
bears.
Grizzly bears, yeah. Black bears, I've seen videos, they're just like, don't touch my cubs and we're good.
Exactly.
Grizzly bears will fight you. Grizzly bears will just like see you and be like, it's on sight.
Right.
They're throwing them paws.
And they say that at the beginning of the movie. Like they put up text that says black bear. Granted, the source is from Wikipedia, but they say with black bears, your best option is to put up a fight. But with brown bears, your best option is to play dead. And they say at one point in the movie, black fight back, brown lay down, or something like that.
I know it's not, but that just sounded racist.
I do.
I'm remembering now.
When I saw your look, I'm like, I know exactly what you're thinking.
It's like that whole,
when it came out.
It's not, and it's accurate. Yes, black bears, I guess they can get startled. I've seen lots of videos where cats like swipe at their noses and they run. I guess they're not used to being challenged. So like, yeah, cool. Grizzly bears will just like eat you. They'll just straight up eat you for funsies. Mm-hmm. Well, not for funsies, but like, yeah. It's so like, it's accurate, absolutely accurate. It just sounded like slightly like,
right.
Sounds like it's one of those like side eyes, like. But yeah, I mean, there's not much I can say different to the fact that it's Cocaine Bear, and Cocaine Bear is literally Cocaine Bear.
The whole premise is in the title.
Exactly. You will not get any surprise. Like, what? In fact, the cocaine was Molly? The bear came out with like fucking glow sticks going on? Ended up being a party in the woods. No, it's cocaine bear. Bear acts irrational because of cocaine. We should put a count at the bottom of how many times I have now said the word cocaine.
Well, those are our initial thoughts on the movie. And now we're going to go into our spoiler section. So we're going to do a deep dive of the whole film. If you haven't watched the film yet or don't want to be spoiled, then now's the time to hop off. But we hope that you come back to us after you've watched the movie and listen to our thoughts. Yeah, go follow us on everywhere. The First Ones to Die on social media. And now, for our spoiler thoughts. Alex.
Is there really spoilers to Cocaine Bear? That's all I'm asking.
I guess in terms of like who died and who didn't, who stayed alive.
But does that really kill the story of Cocaine Bear? So a little background story. Cocaine Bear is based off of true events, not an actual true
and Alex
story.
puts them in quotations because it's loose, very loosely based.
So loosely, because a drop did happen where a bear did ingest like I think 75 to 80 pounds of cocaine. It fell out of a plane.
It was that much?
Oh my God. Yeah, it was a lot. It was, I think so.
Oh my God.
I was like a huge quantity. Because it's got to be like something triple humans can do. Or like 10 times. I don't know if it was actually in... I believe that the movie's set in Knoxville, Tennessee, which I can absolutely believe that's where it happened. But not sure if... Hold on, let me see. If that actually happened in Tennessee. But the bear died. The real bear died, which is sad.
Right. And I think it did actually happen in Tennessee. Or Kentucky, sorry. Because the guy at the beginning...
Georgia. A dead bear in Georgia's... I apologize for the way I'm about to butcher this word. Chattahoochee National Forest. They died 1985 when convicted drug smuggler Andrew Thornton died after a parachute accident. Oh, so it didn't just fall out of the plane. It fell out of some guy's, like, carry-on.
Mm-hmm.
Bummer.
The story is actually, at least the beginning of the story, is actually a lot closer to the film than I had initially thought. The guy, Andrew C. Thornton, who jumped out of the plane, he did actually die. And his bags of cocaine that he was throwing out, the bear did ingest one of those bags of cocaine. Everything after that is most likely made up, but it's interesting that the origin of it is pretty much the same. Also, I'd like to note that the bear that ingested the cocaine is currently on display in Kentucky Fun Mall, like in taxidermy form.
It's sad. I don't know why that's so sad to me. Oh, like let him rest, man. Is Georgia near Kentucky? Where's Kentucky? I'm really bad at geography.
It's kind of near. It's near Kentucky. Yeah, I think they share a border.
You know who directed this movie? Elizabeth
Banks. I know.
Which was a little so surprised. Yeah, I was surprised she did that. I was like, okay.
And they indeed do not share a border. I lied, but they're close enough to each other.
She also directed Pitch Perfect too. I don't know what that says about either of those movies, knowing that the same director is connected to each other.
I know this does not seem like a movie Elizabeth Banks would direct.
It isn't. She seems like a weird, but like in a really good and like respectable way, kind of a weird woman who would know like facts about Cocaine Bear.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but I don't. Yeah, I would. Yeah, be like just offhand. Um, the movie itself, the beginning when the bear first gets the cocaine, is actually super cute when he eats it. Do you remember that scene where he like is
Mm-hmm.
ingesting and then he's like rolling on around his back like ah? It
Mm-hmm.
almost looks like he ingested like weed or something with the way he was acting.
Right.
I feel like,
But
but
we find out later that the bear is a she.
that's true. Is a she? I still I
The
don't
way
know
we
why I
find that
didn't.
out is very interesting.
Oh, I forgot about that scene. I think I blocked it out.
um,
This movie has a lot of those scenes where it's like they weren't gross or grotesque or anything like that, but it was just you block it out because you're like, I didn't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to remember that. It's enough where you're
right,
just like, I don't want to remember that.
right.
But the movie itself is ridiculous, and it's already people. The CGI bear, I love it. It's so campy looking and corny and like very very like first generation CGI kind of. But he's adorable to me. I don't know why. The CGI bear, I love him. I love him so much. I feel like he can do nothing wrong. He may have murdered a few people, give or take, but like he had reason. Or she had reason. Sorry, she had reason. She was dosed. She was drugged. I don't know what to
And
say.
she
Say
had
something,
cubs to take
Jonathan.
care of.
She did.
So if anybody got in the way, the cocaine just, heightened that sense of protection.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like black bears don't mess with you unless you mess with their cubs. There is this really cool TikTok, and I want to send it to you. Especially since you've now seen this movie too.
Is it the guys on the
Is
water?
no.
Okay.
It's these two guys hunting in a tree, and these two baby black bears come running up the tree. And so they're sitting on the tree. Two baby black bears are just running around underneath them, and they come running up. One, the quickness that black bears can run up a tree is insane and terrifying, absolutely terrifying. They will get you. They will get you. And you just see them tense up because these cubs are just like playing like right behind them, being like, "Oh, hey, how you guys doing? You're up in a tree, cool, cool, cool." And you're just being like, I feel like they were praying like, "Please don't let Mama Bear be nearby. Please don't let Mama Bear be nearby." And
Mm-hmm.
the cubs just hung out for a second and then, climb back down. And we're like, "We're gonna go." But it was sweet, but also like terrifying to have something that deadly near you.
Right. Which is kind of
Um,
messed up because when bears, especially like cubs, when they come up to you, then the mom will get mad at you. The mom will come attack you because the cubs approached you. That doesn't make any sense.
yeah, it's like, hey, your kid came and like touched my foot. I didn't do anything.
Right.
Trust me, I'm not trying to do anything. I know they can kill me. You can kill me. Everybody knows this.
Exactly.
I'm not very strong.
Um, Side note, I had an appearance of Cocaine Bear at my job the other day. I posted on Instagram. They came up to the attraction, and then one of the managers asked for me to come down, and lo and behold, there was a Cocaine Bear in our lobby, um, just chilling with two other like team members that had shirts with like cocaine on it. I was told, well, I overheard that it was flour because the girl was like, "I have flour all over me." Um, but yeah, so that was an interesting way to end my week.
Of course, it was just flour.
Hmm.
Uh, I seriously do love that there was like no advertising for this movie as well. Like I feel like there's no advertising. It was just like, come
Word
see
of mouth
Cocaine Bear.
and
Yeah,
social media.
there's a Cocaine Bear. Yeah. Oh, all right. I guess let's see it. Yeah. What? I feel like we're not even talking about the movie. We keep talking about the premise of the movie
Right.
because it is a solid premise and like it does deliver. I will say this movie did not take itself seriously, and I respect that. Everything was campy. Everything was like a little over the top acting. Well, from very respectable actors too. We're all just a
Yeah,
little over the top and exaggerated. Fit perfectly. I was like, this movie has the right feel to it.
yeah, and Ray Liotta, I think this is one of his, if not his final film. Um, yeah, and what a way to have. Oh, it's not his final film. He still has like four movies that have yet to come out. But for being one of the final films, I think this is
Yeah.
a good way to have this be one of your final films.
Start leaving your memory behind.
Hmm. Who was your favorite character in the movie, other than the cocaine bear?
But I love him so much. I want a little cocaine bear. I
Right,
think
like
I
a
can
stuffed
find
animal. What
one.
did they have?
Yeah. Stuffed animal with just powder on it. Is that
Yeah.
weird? I'm trying to try to fight. So my favorite character probably was. They also had very generic names, so give me a second while I try to remember everybody's like
Right.
name. I did not like that because I'm like, who's what? Tom. He was played by Tom was played by
Scott
Sky
Cease,
Sis. Cease? Yeah.
Scott Cease or Scott
I
Cease?
Scott Cease. I'm gonna say Cease. Um he I really like him as an actor in general because every time I see him in something, it's like just fucking funny as hell. I've never seen a thing when he isn't just like being 110 for no reason. I
I thought he died too early. I wanted him to. He was given
Yeah, that's why I was like,
he was given some comedic good comedic elements, and I thought his character died too soon.
I because he's a paramedic in the film, and I again just everything I've seen him in is funny. But I also feel like him and the paramedic were kind of the only ones that were like, "That's a fucking cocaine bear. Like that's a not something's not right. We should all just go." But then they also had to help people. But it's still like he was kind of like, "We have to go. We should just go. Everybody get in the ambulance. We're just gonna go. It's fine. Like the people out here, it'll be fine." When he finds the bear in that back storage room and just slowly closes the door, like nothing happens, he's just like, I felt that on like so many different levels because I'm like, I would do that. I would just be like shutting it, be like, I mean, technically, if it didn't see me, I should be okay, right? I mean, the
Mhm.
bear definitely saw him and went for him. Well, when he died in the ambulance, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. And
He
that
was one of my
graphic
favorite
moment,
dads. Yeah.
the that graphic moment where you see his hand and it's like detached at the wrist.
Oh yeah, they didn't need to put that in there.
Right,
That was like so.
that
It's
was
just like
graphic.
and you're like, oh my god. They
Right.
did a lot. They wasn't overly graphic, but there were like a lot of like graphic scenes where it
Mhm.
kind of showed you like that bear just took off that man's kneecap,
Right.
and now you just and it's just like, oh my god, no, you're right, but like why? But also, yeah, like a 500-pound bear could do that. It could
Mhm.
probably do whatever it pleases. It's insane.
Exactly.
What about you? Who was
I
your favorite character?
I really liked the duo of Eddie and David, played by O'Shea Jackson Jr. and Alden Ehrenreich.
COVID.
Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Between me and my dog, we're just having like sporadic moments of like hysteria tonight.
You guys
Um,
gotta like cl- clear up your vibes over there.
yeah, for
I'm in
real. I need
such
some
a
like
weird
sage.
head state right head space right now. There we go. Go on.
But yeah, I really like that duo. I thought they had good chemistry. I thought they played off each other well. I just loved Eddie's whole, even though I could see it borderlining on annoying at certain points, but his whole thing of being like so sad the whole movie, and then eventually, which he has good reason to be. I mean, his wife, died of cancer. And then at the end, him coming to terms with it, and being a little more happy and joyful. I appreciated that.
Well, you have to be after you just escaped a bear trying to murder you.
Right.
David was hilarious. David's character, played by O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Hmm.
His
Who
character,
he's also Ice Cube's son.
for real.
Hmm. Now, when you
I
look at him,
didn't.
you'll see the resemblance.
Yeah, when I look at him next, I'm like gonna be like, oh yeah.
Because
Hmm.
he played Ice Cube in Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't really recall Straight Outta Compton anymore. It's been so long
But
since I watched that movie. It was weird. Well, no, it wasn't
um,
weird. No, I feel weird. The movie was actually very good, and I did enjoy it. I will say with Straight Outta Compton, they did leave some events out, but that's neither here or there. What's here is Cocaine Bear.
that's right.
And then a good chunk of the film is also them not only having to deal with Cocaine Bear, but searching for the two kids, Dee Dee and Henry.
Hmm.
That's kind of why Eddie, what was Eddie doing? What was Eddie? Sorry was the one looking for them. And then they had Peter and one other person who was the park rangers trying to look for the kid, but then finding out everything, happened with the bear.
Right. Well, Eddie and David were, because Eddie was like, I don't want to be a part of this drug life anymore.
That's right.
But they were also trying to uh, get the last of the cocaine, um, and everything for his dad. And then his dad comes along and messes everything up. But Dee Dee, the actress Brooklyn Prince, I had seen her in the Florida Project that was released like maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and she was really good in that, and she was really good in this as well. Both of the kids in this did a really good job, I thought. Sometimes with kid actors, it's either hit or miss. Like you can tell that they're like the kids are trying to play older, but in this they actually felt like kids, which I really appreciated. I hate when kid actors on TV or in movies feel like they're acting like adults. It's a pet peeve.
I can see that. No, they definitely. I mean, they made like kid decisions too in those situations.
When
They
they
weren't
ate the
like.
cocaine, oh my gosh.
Mm, I mean, I still put a weird amount of stuff in my mouth that I shouldn't. I get it. It happens. Not a sensory thing. It's a thing you learn. When you're a kid, you got to taste things. I still like it.
as 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 shown by when you put the whole microphone in your mouth uh
My
a
sister
few
brought that
months
up
ago.
again today too. I was like, sometimes the impulsive thoughts just come on. You gotta listen to them. They're not harming anybody. Eating a microphone on camera or deeply inhaling a book, it's not so bad.
Right.
But the kids were not as bad. They weren't. They weren't aggravatingly stupid either.
Right.
Because like you watch sometimes in shows and movies, and you're just like, oh my god, how did you fuck up so badly? What? Why? And then it's like, oh no, these kids really acted like I feel like a real life kid would act in this situation, being trapped in a forest with a cocaine bear.
Exactly.
Did Elizabeth Banks pop up in this movie at all?
I didn't see her at all. I don't think she made any cameos, and she's not listed in any of the, cast lists. So I don't think she did any cameos or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if so. if there was one that I missed.
I will say, now that I'm thinking about it being in 1985, nobody dressed like heavily 80s in this film. And I really
Yeah,
like that with the costume choice and the outfit choice. It was the subtlety of it. They were some like neon stuff because of course 80s, but nothing was like, oh my god, this is like 80s. So you can kind of see this movie and watch it and think like, oh, even 90s or early 2000s before like cell phones were a real thing. Any time period before cell phones were a real thing, you
right.
could totally believe this movie was set. Um, so I did enjoy that because I always hate when people do like different different decades and just do over the top with the costume design, especially when it's still the 80s and 70s. I feel
Right.
like the 60s get away. I liked
Is
when the two hikers got attacked. Like,
at the beginning.
mm-hmm.
I know that was
Because the bear's like trying
that
to
was
hug
fun.
on the tree and like trying to feel himself, and he's like, I'm vibing, I'm feeling this cocaine, and the hikers are just interrupting his vibe.
And then when they were trying to decide what to do, like fight or run or lay down, they were like, "Okay, brown, lay down, black, fight back." They were like, "Wait,
Is that
is the bear
racist?
brown or black? Like, is I can't see. It looks like brown with a little bit of black. Like, it was that part was funny.
They were, yeah. It's like if the like I said, if the bear doesn't see you, I'd like start backing away just slowly. If the bear hasn't made eye contact with you, I would start trying to run away.
Mm.
But how can I tell if a bear's made eye contact with me and not? Do bears have pupils? Do bears have eyelids? Do they blink?
Probably, I would think,
I
right?
don't know the anatomy of a bear.
Because they have to close their eyes somehow.
Good point. Good point. But like, do they have? Can I make eye contact with a bear? Would I? Should I? Is a good question. Should I make eye? If I make eye contact with a bear and have like a mutual understanding that way, will that work?
Like, we good, right? Like, I ain't gotta run. You're just gonna keep your distance.
Yeah. Be like, you see me, I see you. You see, we see. Okay, we see each other. All right, you good? All right, all right. I'm gonna like that because feel like with a polar bear he wouldn't be that chill, but with a black bear,
How would you think a bear would do if they ingested, instead of cocaine, a whole bunch of weed?
I think the bear would be chilling.
It'd be like the opposite of this.
Yeah, he'd just be like, all right, cool, cool. He's like, yeah, do you guys want some fresh berries? I picked them myself. So I'll just relax. I like how made myself laugh. I really did love the CGI bear because I could see him vibing on fucking like just weed or something like that, where he would just be chilled and relaxed and be like wanting those snuggles. I told you I want to die hugging a bear once. I think a bear on weed would be the perfect opportunity to hug them and not die.
Mm,
I think even cocaine bear I could hug and not die. Cause cocaine does make you hyped up, but it doesn't, make you crazy, depending on how much you ingested. Although this was supposed to make him crazy. Alright, so he might kill me a little bit. There might be some death involved if I try to hug a bear that's on cocaine. I admit that. I fully admit that. But I still would try. If I'm gonna
yeah,
die, I'm gonna wrap my hands around that bear.
that's the sequel, Weed Bear.
Have you seen some of the like already things people have come up with? I've seen it. Oh my god, my favorite is cocaine shark, because there was powder dumped into the oceans recently, and they're like, "Oh, we know the sequel, cocaine shark." I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm ready, ready." I'm already in line. I'm already in
That
line. Let me see it.
that sounds like it would be the next sequel to the Sharknado movies.
Hey, there was no. I weirdly enough, there was no drug use in the movies. I am almost certain behind the scenes,
On the
yes.
set.
On the set, probably. High possibility. In the films, no drugs were ever used. There was just
Okay.
a tornado full of sharks.
Uh, but hey, maybe that could be a collaboration between Cocaine Bear and Sharknado. The next one will be Cocaine Shark. They should actually do that, like for each animal. And so the next movie takes place on like a cruise ship or something, and there's a
So
shark.
sorry, I
Oh,
realized I
that
made a
that that
mistake.
was
I was mixing actors. Scott Cesis. This is his like first movie, pretty much. I'm thinking of a
oh
whole different actor then, and I don't know who
who
that is. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking, I guess, of some other skinny, tall white man with a mustache.
regardless, he was good in the movie and he was
No, he
funny.
was very good. I enjoyed him a lot. But I guess I was just messed up there. But yeah,
You
no,
have
he was so
prefaced
good.
this with you're tired, so it's
I'm
understandable.
in such a weird mood. I feel like I'm not even talking about the movie. I'm just talking about the actual Cocaine Bear, which I love, and I keep telling people I love because he's so fantastic. The CGI for this movie, I'm not even upset with, like, sometimes it did look crappy. No, like the way the bear leaps, has a running is running and then leaping into like the ambulance before he attacks that character. Um is great because you have this whole like action sequence going on. It's in slow mo. It's going, "Rrrr." So it's like the slow motion action
How is
too.
it going?
Randomly, "Rrrr." Leave me alone, Jonathan. Um, the action moments where they have the bear like attacking, they'll slow it down a little bit, and the bear's just like ah. It's great. Yeah, you get my sound effects today.
Nice.
Ironically, I am sober. All this is just Alex. It's just tired Alex. So even the
um
CGI, some parts did look weak, and I will admit that. Especially when the bear was trying to act almost like human, like in a way, because it was trying to give off like a human persona, like it recognized the people, and it's like, oh, people, and that it made it look weird because it was doing actions that a bear would normally do.
mhm.
But then right away went to attacking them. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, good bear. It's a real bear.
Yeah.
Not
I
good
thought it
bear,
would
but
have
real bear.
I thought it would have been fun if they would have used like a mix between the digital bear and like an animatronic bear. So you had like a person in a bear suit. Um, I think that would have been fun, and it just would have added to the campiness of it and the not taking this movie seriously ness of it. I thought that would have been fun, but it seems like for the most part they used the digital bear, which I'd like to see the behind the scenes for this movie because there was like a person in a green big bear suit
Oh,
who
with the
was
little
with
balls.
the something like that, like with the actors, and they had to act as if that was a big scary bear that was about to eat them.
That's what I'm saying. This movie can't take itself too seriously, because you're right. Behind the scenes, you'd have to have the actors, you know, being scared by this man with a bunch of tennis balls attached to him.
Right.
There's no way you can like do that too seriously. I think this.
Which
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I guess there is kind of a serious version of this movie, which is The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio.
This is just a better version of the Revenant.
Because it is a similar concept. Like this bear is going on a rampage, and you're trying to hide from the bear, and that's pretty much The Revenant.
Okay,
Except,
versus Revenant.
right.
I
No, I
like
was
it.
gonna give a spoiler for The Revenant, but I won't. I won't give a spoiler.
I feel like the same people watching Cocaine Bear aren't watching The Revenant. doesn't feel like the same, energy going on between. Although no, you're not wrong. It's both involving bears, trying to trap humans in a way.
Right.
What's the spoiler? What's the spoiler?
Okay, spoilers for The Revenant. So this is your 2-second warning. 1, 2. Because in The Revenant, like Leo beats the bear, and he kills the bear. But in this, like the bear pretty much wins and and kills the other people.
The bear gets to live happily on cocaine for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm. But also
they could
the
have
people
cocaine
who were
cubs.
Oh.
Sorry, I was just
Now
looking at
that's a catchy
another.
name.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they could make a sequel. When we were talking about sequels, it's like cocaine cubs now.
Cocaine
They got
cubs.
little cubs.
Although, like, it's not like the people who were like the main cast all died in this movie. Like, they still got to live. And the bear got to live too. So it's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, the bear got to be with its family, and the main cast, who we have barely talked about, because honestly, why talk about the main cast when you have Cocaine Bear?
When we could just talk about the bear.
You can talk about the bear. He deserves everything. She deserves everything. I'm still referring it to as a he, and I don't know why. It's a mama. There were 2 cute cubs. There were only 2 of them, right?
Yeah, there were 2 cubs.
Okay. The Diddle cubs. But movie was ridiculous. It was not taken seriously, which in itself was a good thing. I hate movies that are like, we're going to come up with this cool concept and it's going to be it's going to be amazing. And they take it way too seriously for a concept that is not serious at all. I don't know how you can make Cocaine Bear serious.
Right.
Well, I could see if you like slowed it down, made it less bright. The lighting spectacular. But if you made it dark and then the bear was like creeping on everybody and suddenly we can't take him down, tranquilizers won't work, he's unstoppable. I could see how you could try to make Cocaine Bear, but you would definitely have to choose a different title than Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
I think this movie was where it was supposed to be exactly. It wanted a B-rated film and it hit a B-rate film. It's not something that's definitely going to win awards, which was it the SAG Awards or the Golden Globe? It was the SAG Awards. Abbott Elementary won so many awards.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
I love. You've been watching? You said,
wait. I watched like the first half of the season. I have started watching it again.
Okay.
Because
I love Abbott Elementary.
I see so many clips and it's so funny. Ava is my favorite character.
She is hilarious. She's terrible at her job, but she's hilarious.
Yeah, she's awful, but awful at her job. But I love her. I like my favorite one is when she was like, with the zombies. Well, she was saying when Quinta fainted, she was like, "Oh, she fainted. She gone." She's like, "Let me back my tasty ass up."
Zombies, they eat the hottest people first.
Everything she says is really out of pocket. I like when Quinta mentioned that she's like, "Oh, I only dated one guy my whole life." She's like, "Somebody get me a chair. Somebody get me a chair." And she sits on the chair and she falls out of the chair laughing. I was like, I want to use that. I want some opportunity to use that. So I've only been in the midst of the first season right now. So,
yeah.
But that was off topic too. Cocaine Bear is definitely not into Abbott Elementary area. It's in its own category where it has found itself and it is staying there. I think Cocaine Bear is definitely opening itself up to a lot more sequels. And I feel like anybody who's trying to nitpick or criticize or like delve into like a deeper meaning of Cocaine Bear, you're insane. You're pretentious. You're kind of a dick, probably.
Let's look on YouTube to see if there are any Cocaine Bear ending explained videos. Oh my gosh, Gibson.
What was that? Is Gibson okay? Okay. We were talking Ari joined us on our last episode, and Jerome had mentioned us. He's like, something feels a little off. It feels weird, like empty. And we're like, I was like, oh yeah, because Jonathan's not here. We usually have to go through this checklist of like, do you have your headphones? And I'm always like, where's Mr. Gibson? Show me the dog.
There
He's a
are
good boy.
there are multiple videos that say Cocaine Bear ending explained.
The bear walks off with the cubs. There. We can title this episode Cocaine Bear Explained. Cocaine Bear Explained. Cartel? Well, not even the cartel. This one idiot has a bunch of drugs, jumps off a plane, dies. Cute bear eats cocaine. Everybody else starts dying. Children are fine because, of course, you can't kill children in any sort of film. If you do, you're a terrible movie. Nobody wants to watch it.
Or the child dies at the beginning, and you don't have too much of an emotional attachment to the child, so that way the person who was close with the child, like the parent or whatever, you're more empathetic towards them, and you're more like closely following their journey because you face this traumatic thing with them.
Yes, I agree with that. So luckily you don't have to have that empathy or trauma in this movie. Children live.
Yes,
Families
they
are
do.
reunited. Annoying hikers die.
Yep. But
Paramedics die.
just the girl did, right? Because the guy lived.
No, I thought
right?
the guy died. Didn't the guy die too?
Well, he showed up later. Remember?
Apparently not. I thought they both died.
Because he showed up later. The Henry and the mom, they stumble across him, and he kind of like warns them, and he eats one of the boys' like
right.
crackers or whatever he's eating.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Okay. Which is weird that I don't remember that because there's a finite cast. It's a very small cast.
Right.
There's not like a bunch of extras or anything else. There's just the list you see on IMDb is that's it. And a lot of those people die out pretty quickly because they make an appearance in the Cocaine Bear. Oh, excuse me, attack so. Anyway, Cocaine Bear, goes on his little mini cocaine fill rampage, and then she is reunited with her cubs, and they're like, oh, all right, family's family. We get it. We have our cubs. And they go off into sunset. There, I gave you the whole plot of Cocaine Bear. I literally, with a correction, of course, gave you the whole plot run of the film. Ending explained. Cocaine Bear lives happily ever after. You should be more like Cocaine Bear. Don't be like Cocaine Bear. Don't be like Cocaine Bear.
Don't be like Cocaine Bear.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I have to say that now. Be like Cocaine Bear as in where you cherish your family.
I wonder if there's a cocaine count. The number of times cocaine is said in this episode.
I'm not putting in that effort. I don't think I've ever said cocaine so much in my life. There was one time I was working with Kieran, and I had a buttery garlic sauce. And I was like, oh, I got buttery garlic sauce. I'm going to go get my buttery garlic sauce. And I opened my lunch, and it actually had spilled. I'm like, oh, my buttery garlic sauce. I spilled my buttery garlic sauce. Now there's buttery garlic sauce everywhere. She just started laughing. And I was like, what? She's like, I don't think I've ever heard the phrase buttery garlic sauce uttered so quickly, one time after another, so many times. I was like, but my buttery garlic sauce is everywhere. She's like, stop saying it. It's fair. I can't.
So, but hey, buttery garlic sauce sounds good.
Oh, it was so good.
You gotta, let the world know how good the buttery garlic sauce is.
The buttery garlic sauce was for a biscuit I had. A nice biscuit. And now the biscuit did not have the buttery garlic sauce for it.
Wow.
So the biscuit was just
buttery garlic sauce, buttery garlic sauce, buttery garlic sauce. Like, say that 10 times fast.
I can barely speak normally. If I put too much thought into it, I will not be able to speak normally in general. But Cocaine Bear, I could probably say. I feel like I could say Cocaine Bear like 10 times fast.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. So end up saying something worse by accident. I don't know how I could, but Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear. If you haven't watched it, it's a good movie. It's a fun time.
It's a
And
fun family film. I encourage you all to go take your children to see
bring the
Cocaine
whole
Bear.
family. Yep.
Everybody.
The kids, grandma, everyone.
Your conservative uncle, Cocaine Bear is the film for them.
Yes, exactly. In fact, schools, bring your elementary school students to Cocaine Bear.
I'm sure there's a matinee showing perfect for them. It's a nice field
Yep.
trip. You
Field
learn
trip moment.
you get to see the beautiful, forest, the nature, everything. See how big black bears are compared to humans.
It's an
And
educational movie, if you think about it.
it really is. You get to see the effects of cocaine on a bear.
Yes, the effects. You get to learn the phrase "black fight back, brown lay down." So that's very important to let kids know the difference between protective protecting yourself against black bears versus brown bears. Um,
Any
yeah.
other colors just run around.
hmm You'll let the kids know the dangers of cocaine.
And how fast a black bear can climb a tree. It's not
hmm
safe up there anyway. That's why you got to fight them. Fight a black bear
Exactly.
while you can. It
Exactly.
gives you reason to go into the forest and try to fight a black bear. I think we
hmm
all need those reasons.
Exactly. You'll know that when the cubs are around, the mama's close behind, so to be careful in those situations.
Yeah. I mean, she's just a mama trying to protect her babies. I understand that. I respect her for that.
Exactly.
So I advise everybody in their family to go see Cocaine Bear.
Yes. Um, Alex, do you have a score and final thoughts for this film?
I think it's a B film. It's definitely a B rated, B top shelf B film. It's gives you exactly what you're expecting. There's nothing like insane. There's no crazy plot twist coming out of anywhere. It's really just trying to survive a cocaine bear in the forest, and there's something the simplicity of that is so enjoyable. There's nothing. There's chaos, but it's not chaotic. You know what I mean? It's an
Mm-hmm.
enjoyable chaos where I'm not trying to have to follow 5 different plots. I'm not, even though there's multiple characters, their storylines are very simple and close knit. So you're just like, okay, that's the paramedic. Okay, that's the park ranger. He's a drug guy that doesn't want to be a drug guy anymore. Cool, got it. There's nothing complicated. The movie's not overly complicated, and if you don't take it seriously, don't try to psychoanalyze it, you'll enjoy it so much. It is so good. I love it. I really did
Yes.
enjoy it way more than I thought I would. But it is a B-rated film, definitely, especially with the CGI. I love that Cocaine Bear, but the CGI was stupid looking at times. What about you, Jonathan?
I would agree. I would agree. I would give it B, maybe B plus. I had a good time watching it. It pretty much met my expectations in terms of what it was going to be. I laughed. I thought the like action sequences were pretty like they held my interest. Um, and the comedy was great. The actors were great too. Like we mentioned at the beginning, like you mentioned, Alex, that a lot of these people are usually not known for uh, being in comedy movies. I feel like, but the fact that they pulled it off that well just goes to show how good of actors they all are. Um, it was just a fun time. I enjoyed it. Pop this movie in when you just want a good laugh, when you don't want to have to think about a movie that much. And I think the movie's only like an hour and 30 or 40 minutes.
think it's
So
like a 90
it's
minute film, yeah.
yeah, so it's pretty succinct. You're in and out, and you have a good time along the way. Yeah, don't be prepared to leave it leave the movie theater pondering like, oh my gosh, what did this mean? What was the meaning of this? No, you're just gonna be like, yeah, that was fun. And they have two like post or mid credit scenes too, which I wasn't expecting, but uh, they added
Everything
a
has
little.
them now.
Right, exactly. So yeah, it was just fun. It was a fun movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. Is if you don't try to delve deeper into any meanings, I think I'm gonna be annoyed by those people who are like, "Hey, if you look ahead at the film, there's this Easter egg to show you exactly what was gonna happen, or this was seen so you can see that this person was gonna die next." No, just enjoy it. It's Cocaine
Right.
Bear. It's literally not meant for that. It's literally just meant to be enjoyed and have fun and like love it. That's it.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm looking
But
forward. I haven't looked at any of the social media reactions to the movie, but I'm looking forward to seeing what other people have to say about it.
I've seen mainly just people complaining about it for the children, which again, if you're taking your child to see Cocaine Bear, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. Take your child to see Cocaine Bear, as I
Right.
said previously.
Parent of the
And then
year.
yeah, and then other like, oh, next we're gonna have this sequel or this sequel. Which if they do a cocaine shark, I will lose my mind. I will be so excited. So I will literally be first in line to see that movie. Cause like I am dying now for Cocaine Shark. I want it so badly now. I never knew I wanted a movie so bad. Cocaine
Yeah.
Shark. I love it.
But can't that just also be Jaws?
No, because they started shit with that shark first. Jaws was justified. They were bothering him.
This cocaine shark will be on a rampage because he accidentally ingested cocaine.
Yeah. Cocaine Shark happened, around the time of spring break. And we all know those spring breakers deserve to get eaten. They pollute the water.
Oh, you have something going. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Maybe it's like they're in Miami and everyone's on spring break. Wait, was cocaine shark a real thing?
No. Actually,
Oh,
yeah, I
okay.
think there was some unknown powder dropped into an ocean recently, and some sharks have eaten it. But I don't
Oh.
think. I mean, it's not a significant story like Cocaine Bear. But I think or at least I know I've seen an article recently where unknown white powder substance has fallen into I think I want to say the Pacific Ocean.
Ah.
So I mean, sharks are actually very chill. They're very chill animals. But I want Cocaine Shark. That's where I
Cocaine
walk away
shark.
from this.
The
Cocaine
sequel.
Bear has made me want Cocaine Shark.
There we go.
And and then we get like
Elizabeth Banks.
Cocaine Bird. I don't know. I'm trying to think like land, water. I don't know
Or
birds.
or I don't
Cocaine
know, we could
Peacock.
cocaine peacock, cocaine dodo, cocaine
You don't know bird.
velociraptors.
We don't know. Going back to prehistoric times. Oh my god, a cocaine T Rex would be. I think you'd just die. I think you would
Mm,
actually have a better chance of getting away because it's not going to be as coordinated.
mm. Or what about cocaine giraffe?
They do whip those necks around.
Yeah.
Like, that's how they fight for dominance.
Right.
So I feel like a giraffe would just like whack me across the room with its neck.
Or cocaine hippo. Have you seen like videos of hippos almost attacking people? Like I saw one. There was a hippo in the water, and they are surprisingly fast in the
They're
water.
fastest in the water, yeah.
Yeah.
They're vegetarians too. So hippos, I learned, are just like dicks. They'll just attack you if you're near them. It's not about protecting anything. They'll just attack you. So
Right.
hippos are like dicks. Um, are we going into? Let's go into. Ooh, cocaine tiger. You,
That'd
with
be
all the
scary.
drug lords and cartels and everything out there, you're gonna tell me there's never been a tiger on cocaine? Mm-mm.
Mm, you have a point.
Yeah, one of those tigers have been on something, and there's a whole nother movie right there.
Right. Which tigers are already like,
Aggressive.
they're already intense. So
Yeah.
it's like who can tell when a tiger is on cocaine?
I want a house cat on cocaine. They're fucking crazy, man. I love my cheddar, but he's like crazy. To see him on cocaine, dear God, there would be no safety for anybody. He'd just be like, I'm gonna claw the shit out of everything.
Gibson on cocaine? I don't know what that would look like.
As he snuggled into his blankets with his nose buried. He's so peaceful right now. I think it's hard to imagine your pet chaotic when they're like peaceful. It's like,
Right.
I feel like that's how it feels like with parents and their kids, and that's why they keep having more. They see their baby sleep. They're like, "Aw, my baby," forgetting all of a sudden that they puked on them like 4 times that day.
Well, now he's right here. He came over here.
Hi,
'cause
Mr.
he's causing trouble.
Gibson. Are you on cocaine? Hey, hey, hey,
Uh-oh, he's a
sir,
little energetic right now, so I don't know.
Yeah, that was a big yawn. Sir, sir, calm down.
Hey. I don't know. He might be.
He's like, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, go watch Cocaine Bear. I agree with it. It's just a fun movie, and it's okay to just have fun with movies now.
Yes.
Don't need to delve in deeper. Just go have fun.
It's a fun movie.
You want to do socials?
Yes. You can follow me at Jonathan Keys on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you please. You can follow us, The First Ones to Die, on any of the social media platforms. You can email us, The First Ones to. Okay, there's the cocaine coming out. All right, you can email us, The First Ones to Die @gmail.com. And go ahead, and if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast listener, your favorite audio listener, whatever they're called, go ahead and give us 5 stars and give us a review. That would help us immensely, and we would really appreciate it. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, give us a like, and comment on this video as well. We would love to hear your feedback. And if you saw Cocaine Bear, let us know. What did you think of it? And what cocaine animal movie would you like to see next? Alex.
You can find me at Alex and Nobody on Instagram and on TikTok. And the TikTok podcast, The First One to Die, is where I post video clips of things that we may be reviewing, things we have reviewed, funny moments, and little bits of me just critiquing movies. I recently saw the movie Titan. I was going to try to watch Treasure Planet. I somehow don't know how I ended up watching a movie about a woman who falls in love with a car, has sex with it, and gives birth to a part car baby. I do this to myself.
This is not where I thought.
Cocaine Bear was like a palate cleanser. It was so great. That's why I'm so much better.
When you said the title of the movie, I didn't recognize it. And then you started talking about Treasure Planet, so I'm like, oh, Alex must have watched something else on like Disney Plus or whatever. No.
It's because I got Disney and Hulu bundle.
Oh, and this movie that you watched
was on Hulu. It's Hulu. It's Hulu. So I gotta keep those things separate. Yeah. So join us there, and over on the YouTube channel, you can also find all our other reviews that we've done in the past, as well as mini reviews, book reviews, and hopefully soon we will be doing Dungeons and Dragons again, which I'm excited for. Since the movie's coming out, and I love Chris Pine. I'm just reviewing all movies all the time, all now. But other than that, like you said, go watch Cocaine Bear, and yeah, I would love to know what animals you guys would love to see on cocaine. Don't actually give animals cocaine. I know we've been making a lot of jokes, but I feel like that's like a disclaimer. Do not give animals cocaine.
We do not support giving animals cocaine.
Yeah.
No, just crack is whack, like Whitney Houston said. Yeah. ASP or not ASPCA. But,
PSA.
no. No, I
No,
meant to say what's the PETA? There we go. PETA.
no,
This is all
PETA's
in fun.
no, PETA can go fuck itself. PETA's a terrible organization. It's not about animals. PETA itself is a terrible organization. I refuse to have them be the reason that I'm like being nice about animals. I just like animals and think they should be not given drugs.
Right.
I feel like that's a pretty like low bar standard. The bar is on the floor, people.
Bars in
Don't give
hell.
me animals. On that note,
we'll see you all next week for our next episode, where I believe we are going to be reviewing Shazam.
maybe. I don't even know where we are anymore. But we'll see y'all next week.
All right, bye.
Go on over to the YouTube channel at The First Ones to Die to see all the fun stuff we got going on here, like mini reviews, book reviews, gaming videos, vlogs, all types of stuff.
Please follow us at The First Ones to Die everywhere. Go ahead and give us a like and subscribe.